Hi, here we have the weekly chart of BNB in Tether on exchange Binance. We have realized that especially during weekends when the overall market is closed, that BNB drives the prices of Bitcoin. Nonetheless, it is also a leading indicator, especially in shorter time frames. So when BNB moves up, BTC ends up following. So typically, BNB is a leading indicator of the next round of move of Bitcoin. So more often than not, it steps forward before Binance, before Bitcoin, be it upward move or downward move. So we have identified here this downward channel, and of course, channels are subjective. You can move them and position them at will. However, we try to find some elements that gives us some reasoning for that. And we hope this is not just a justification. So we see here this candle at the November 8th, which is clearly, with the benefit of the hindsight, turning point in a uptrend and giving way to a downtrend. So here is where we position the beginning of the downward channel. And we line the bottom and the rate of inclination according to the bottom of the two leg down that came after that, succeeded that top candle, which were precisely on the week starting on January 17th and June 13th. So we align the bottom of the channel with the bottom of the body of those candles. Why the body and not the minimum? Because we are analyzing, we are studying weekly charts, so we do not care for intra-week moves. Well, taking this as a rule, we have just tested the top of this channel in August 8th last week, and we've been moving down since then. Now, if this figure is correctly posed and properly interpreted, then we are likely to test the bottom during the next move or the upcoming move. Now, looking for the history of the moves in this within this channel, it takes around 12 to perhaps 20 weeks until it reaches the bottom. If that is true, we are likely to expect the bottom to be of the channel to be tested around $50. Regardless how it looks like, regardless how it seems, that's what we are seeing here right now. So we are likely to have a downward move, not necessarily linearly. It can has its own swings, but nonetheless a downward move, reaching around $50 at around end of October this year. Now, what does that mean for Bitcoin? So based on the same rules of starting at precisely the same week and with precisely the same rules, we draw a channel in a Bitcoin, and we see that we have just tested the mid of the channel. So as far as it's possible that we move down here and test the support perhaps, and then move up to test the top, well, it's not necessary. And as we just posed at the beginning, if we are going to see BNB as a leading indicator, there's not going to be a test in the top of this channel right now. So we're going to see testing the bottom. Now, here it goes. The move from mid-channel to the bottom is of course quicker than the move from the top of the channel to the bottom. So we take here around 5 or 6 weeks, between 5 to 7 weeks until we reach the from the mid to the bottom. And that will take us to a region between 10K to a bit below, between 9 to 10K as the bottom of this test. So we are likely to test the bottom of the channel between mid-September to late September. Okay, so in the second half of September, if this figure is properly posed and correctly interpreted, and the levels of Bitcoin shall be between 10K and 9. So that's what we're seeing. Of course, we are not sure, this is not crystal ball, but according to this rule, starting from the premises, BNB leads the way. It already peaked testing the top of the channel. It's moving now to test the bottom of the channel. It's likely to test it at late October. We are likely to see a similar move in Bitcoin. So we project the same logic on Bitcoin, and that tells us that the bottom will be in the second half of September and below between 9K and 10K. So thank you very much. See you next.